Good morning, students. Let me introduce first as usual. My name is P. Sridevi, working as Head of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Section, Government Polytechnic, Warangal. So, our subject is Electrical Engineering and Electronics Devices. For Diploma, second sem, electrical students. So this is we are going for according to C18 curriculum. So totally we are having 6 units in this subject. The first unit is magnetic effects of electrical current, and the second unit is magnetic circuits. Now presently we are in the second unit, magnetic circuits. In the first unit, magnetic effects of electric current, we discussed the various points related to effect of current. Whenever current passes through a conductor, what are the different effects apart from the normal operation? Okay, apart from the normal operation. See, if we use a tape record or a mobile for so many hours, see, we will operate the mobile or tape recorder or TV. If you touch the item, you will feel sensation of heat. It means what? The heat is produced. In the similar manner, whenever current passes through the conductor, heat is magnetic field also develops around the conductor. That is nothing but magnetic effects of electric current. It means whenever current passes, magnetic field is developed. So that magnetic field is having different properties. It is having north and south poles, and like poles repel each other, unlike poles attract each other, and the magnetic field is represented by magnetic lines of force, and these lines of force are imaginary lines, and they are not visible to human eye, and we cannot sense by touching or by hearing, by seeing. We can only sense by observing as iron sprinkles over the paper which is kept above the iron bar. Then the iron sprinkles took form of the magnetic lines. In that way, by doing that experiment only, we can observe the magnetic lines of force. So these lines of force generally starts from the north pole and ends at the south pole. But every magnet possesses two poles, north and south poles. If you break the magnet also, even though you cannot find single pole, again the other end, suppose this is the north and south pole, if you break the magnet here, the opposite pole will be formed here. If it is north pole, the other end will be formed by south pole. Okay, so it is not possible to have a magnet with a single pole. So in these magnetic lines also having some properties. The lines which are in the same direction, means the lines which are emerging from the same pole, if they are in the same direction, they will repel each other. If the lines are in the opposite direction, they will attract each other. So what we have to say means, the magnetic lines indicates the flux developed in the magnet. Magnetic lines indicates the total number of magnetic lines. And what is the basic property of a magnet? a magnet attracts another magnetic material. Another magnetic material. The area up to which a magnet attracts another magnetic material, that area is known as magnetic field. That area is known as magnetic field. If the force with which the magnet attracts another magnetic material, that force is known as magnetic field strength of that magnet. And the field strength can be calculated by using some work law, Biot-Savart's law, like that. Okay. Now, in the this is the a basic diagram of series magnetic circuit. This one is, and this black color one is the parallel magnetic circuit. Okay. So magnetic circuits are also two different types: series magnetic and parallel magnetic circuits. So in the last class we discussed the nature of force with different directions of current in parallel current carrying conductors. So what does it mean? Suppose whenever a current passes through a straight conductor, what happens? A magnetic field is created. Suppose two similar conductors are placed nearer to each other. So here is one magnetic field. This is also carrying current. Here is also magnetic field. So when two magnets are placed nearer to each other, definitely there exists either attractive force or repulsive force. So what type of force will exist between two parallel current carrying conductors? So that if both conductors are carrying current in the same direction, both conductors are carrying current in the same direction, then in between the conductors, attractive force will exist. Attractive force will exist. If both the conductors are carrying current in the opposite direction, like this, then exists repulsive force. Okay? There exists repulsive. Why like that? In the last class I explained. When the currents passing through the conductors are in same direction, then direction of magnetic lines between the conductors are in the opposite direction. So lines which are in the opposite direction definitely attract each other. Similarly, when both the currents are opposite direction, then magnetic lines between the conductors is in the same direction. Hence they will repel each other. So that is the nature of force with directions of current in two parallel current carrying conductors. Now the next one is the ampere. Definition of ampere. What is ampere? So ampere is nothing but it is a unit for current. Now when you can say the current passing through the conductor is 1 ampere. When you can say the current passing through the conductor is 1 ampere. So for that, if you take two conductors, parallel conductors, so the force between these two conductors is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 newtons per meter length. Newtons per meter length. Then we can say the current passing through those two conductors is equal to 1 ampere. You know the formula F equal to mu naught into I1 into I2 into L by 2 pi r. Okay, so mu naught is nothing but equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Pi in the denominator, 5 in the numerator gets cancelled. And 2 2s are 4. 2 is cancelled with 2 times. So it remains with 2 into 10 power minus 7 I1 I2 into L by D. So here we are taking force per meter length. So F by L is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 into I1 I2 by R. So now If the distance between the conductors is 1 meter, okay, and the current and the force between two conductors is 2 into 10 power minus 7 newtons per meter length, then the current through the conductor is said to be 1 ampere. 1 ampere. Now the next one is the concept of magnetic circuit. So what is magnetic circuit? Just you remember what is electric circuit? A closed path in which electric current passes and which is consisting of components like resistors, inductors or capacitors. Such circuit is known as electric circuit. In the similar way, a closed path in which magnetic flux is passing and which is consisting of high permeable material wounded with a good conductor of copper wire. So that is known as magnetic circuit. Now again, the magnetic circuits are also two types, just like electric circuit. Series magnetic circuit and parallel magnetic circuit. If the current passing through all the components is same, then it is known as series magnetic circuit. Similarly, if the flux passing through the components is same, no division of flux, then that type of circuit is known as like this. There is no division, the entire flux is passing throughout the material. But in the black figure, see, in the central limb total flux is produced and it is dividing into two sides of the limbs. Or the fluxes are produced on outer side limbs, and in the central limb the sum of the two fluxes is passing. It means the total flux in all the areas is not same. So such circuits are known as parallel circuits. So now in this figure, in this lesson, we discuss the compare magnetic and electric circuits, some problems on magnetic circuits, and magnetic leakage coefficient. Now once again we will recall the terms which are related with magnetic circuits. So magnetic flux. So it is defined as the total number of magnetic lines passing through a given closed surface of a magnet. So that is nothing but pi. It is denoted by symbol pi and is measured in Webers. Now pi is equal to mmf by reluctance. So which is equal to B star A, flux density into cross sectional area. In that way also you can write. So the similar terminology in electric circuits is electric flux. The total amount of electric lines of force is known as electric flux. Okay. Now magnetic flux density. It is nothing but the total number of magnetic lines passing from unit area, 1 meter length and 1 meter width. So the number of magnetic lines passing in unit area is known as magnetic flux density. It is denoted by the symbol B and it is measured in Webers per meter square, or it can also be measured in Tesla. Now the magnetomotive force. See, the magnetic flux density in electricity, it is electric flux density. Symbol is psi. Symbol is psi. It is measured in coulombs per meter square. The total charge enclosed in unit surface area. Coulombs per meter square. Now magnetomotive force. See, to have a movement, definitely a force must be there. So if you take in social events, Telangana movement, definitely there must be a leader and he should force the participants in the movement. So the force which motivates the electric flux, magnetic flux to pass through the magnetic circuit is known as magnetomotive force. It is given by product of N into I, where N is number of turns and I is current passing through it. Now ampere turns. One complete convolution of conducting coil through which 1 ampere of current passes. The magnetomotive force produced by 1 ampere passing through one complete turn is known as magnetomotive force. Product of number of turns into amperes. Now the reluctance. So magnetomotive force is similar to electromotive force. So reluctance is nothing but just like resistance. Similar to resistance, but it opposes the flow of flux, whereas the resistance opposes the flow of current. Now the reluctance is the property of a material which opposes the creation of magnetic flux. Now the reluctivity is equal to specific resistance, or we can call it as a resistivity. So reluctivity is nothing but specific reluctance. It means reluctance of a material which is having unit length and unit cross sectional area. Now permeance. Now reluctance means which opposes the flow of flux. Permeance means which allows the flow of flux. So on reverse we can take it as a reciprocal of reluctance is known as permeance. Now, what is a magnetic circuit? What is the electric circuit? See, the closed path followed by magnetic lines of force. Or we can say magnetic flux is called magnetic circuit. The closed path in which magnetic flux passes is known as magnetic circuit. So it is made up of magnetic materials having high permeability, so that it should allow more number of magnetic lines. Okay. So why high permeability means there is no insulator for magnetic lines. So we have to select high permeable material such that the more number of magnetic lines should pass through that material only when compared with air. Okay. Such like iron, steel, etc. And these magnetic circuits are mostly used in all electrical equipments, motors, generators, transformers, okay, in measuring instruments. Everywhere we are using magnetic circuits only. Without magnetism there is no electricity. Now electric circuit. The rearrangement by which various electrical sources like AC source or DC source, resistance, capacitance and other electrical parameters are connected is called electric circuit. So it is a closed path in which current passes, which consists of the electrical components like resistance, inductance, capacitance, etc. ఫ్రంట్ రూమ్ చిన్న టేబుల్ is known as electric circuit. Now we discussed about the various components of electric circuit and magnetic circuit. Now we will discuss the differences between magnetic and electric circuits. So the difference between the magnetic and electric circuit are explained considering various factors like basic definition, relation between flux and current, reluctance and resistance, EMF and MMF, and different analogies of both the circuits like electric flux density, magnetic flux density, laws applicable in the circuits, etc. So that we will discuss step by step. Chino, Chino, sir, make it fast. Chino, Chino. సో ఫస్ట్ డెఫినిషన్ అమ్మంటే తొందరగా ఒక ఫోన్ కాల్ వచ్చింది, ఆ నెంబర్ నోట్ చేసుకోమని పిలిస్తే అబ్బా రామచంద్ర ఇప్పుడు ఎడ తెలుస్తుంది నంబరు, మా హెడ్ ఫోన్ చేస్తున్నాడు. నేను లెసన్లో ఉన్నా కదా. The closed path of magnetic flux is called magnetic circuit. So the closed path in which flux passes, that is known as magnetic circuit, and the closed path in which electric current passes is known as electric circuit. And the magnetic flux is equal to MMF by reluctance, whereas current is equal to EMF by resistance. MMF means magnetomotive force, the force which motivates flux to pass through a circuit. EMF means electromotive force, force which motivates current to pass through the circuit. And whereas reluctance is, it is the property of a material due to which it opposes the magnetic flux, whereas resistance is property of a electric circuit material which opposes the flow of current through it. Now the units, the flux is measured in Webers and the current is measured in amperes. So in the last class only we defined ampere. Okay. Now MMF and EMF. So what is MMF? Magnetomotive force which drives the flux to pass through the circuit. So EMF is nothing but electromotive force which drives the current to pass through the circuit. Current to pass through the circuit. Now the difference between reluctance and resistance. So reluctance is nothing but it opposes the flow of magnetic flux. So the reluctance is the property of a material due to which it opposes the flow of flux to pass through it. So reluctance is symbol is S, which is equal to L by mu into A. L is the length of the magnetic conductor circuit, A is the cross sectional area, mu is the permeability of the media. Whereas resistance which opposes the flow of electrons are equal to rho L by A, where rho is resistivity, L is the length of the conductor and A is the cross sectional area. And the reluctance is measured in ampere turns per Webers, MMF by flux, ampere turns per Webers, whereas resistance is measured in ohms. Resistance is measured in ohms. Now Now the next difference is the relation between permeance and conductance. Permeance is nothing but reciprocal of resistance. Means it is the property of a material due to which it allows the flow of flux to pass through a magnetic circuit. Which allows the flow of flux to pass through a magnetic circuit. Whereas conductance is nothing but reciprocal of resistance. So property of a material due to which it allows the flow of current to pass through the circuit. Now permeability is nothing but conductivity. Reluctivity is nothing but resistivity. So reluctivity is nothing but it is equal to reluctance only, but it is a reluctance of a material which is having unit length and unit cross sectional area. Whereas resistivity is also equal to resistance of a material which is having unit length and unit cross sectional area. Now in density. So in magnetism, magnetic flux density. The term is magnetic flux density, which is equal to pi by A. B equal to pi by A, or it is measured in Webers per meter square. Whereas current density is equal to I by A, amperes per meter square. Next, intensity. So in magnetism, it is denoted by magnetic field intensity H, which is equal to Ni by L. In electricity, it is electric field intensity, which E is equal to V by D, where V is applied voltage, potential, electric potential. D is nothing but a distance between the charges. Now drops, MMF drop is equal to pi into S. Voltage drop is equal to I into R. So comparison with flux and electrons. Actually flux does not flow, it sets up the magnetic circuit. But whereas electrons flows, electron flow forms the current. So magnetic flux, there is no perfect insulator. It can set up even in non-magnetic materials like air, rubber, glass also. So it passes through all the substances, no insulators. Okay. Whereas electric flux, so many insulators are there, rubber, plastic, synthetic. Okay. In which electrons does not flow. So the variation of reluctance and resistance, how the values are changed. The reluctance of a magnetic material, magnetic circuit is not constant. It varies with the value of B. Varies with the value of B. Whereas resistance, it changes with length and cross-sectional area. With length and cross-sectional area. So these are the some basic differences. Now, in magnetism, the flux starts from North Pole and ends at South Pole. Whereas in electric circuits, the electric line starts from positive charge and ends at negative charge. So these are the some basic differences that we discussed. So once again we will see the closed path followed by the flux in the magnetic circuit. whereas electric current flows in the electric circuit. The magnetomotive force in a magnetic circuit is driving force and is measured in ampere turns, whereas electromotive force is the driving force in electric circuit and which is measured in volts. The reluctance opposes the flow of magnetic flux, whereas resistance opposes the flow of current. So once the flux is set up in the magnetic circuit, no energy is expanded, only small amount of energy is required at the initial stage to create the flux in the circuit. Whereas the energy is expanding continuously as long as the current flows through the electrical circuit. And in electric circuit, energy is dissipated in the form of heat also. Energy is dissipated in the form of heat. Kirchhoff's flux and MMF law is followed in magnetic circuits, whereas Kirchhoff's voltage and current laws are followed in electric circuits. Now this is the series magnetic circuit of a rectangular shape and circular shape. See here, this is the rectangular coil in which the turns are wounded on the left side of the limb and a supply of E volts is applied. So when voltage is applied, current passes through the turns and flux developed on this limb, and this flux passes throughout the rectangular coil. And this small circle, this indicates the cross sectional area of the core. Here the total flux passing through each and every part is same. There is no division of flux. Hence this circuit is known as, this rectangular circuit or the circular circuit is known as a series magnetic circuit. So here, you know from electric circuit, the total resistance is equal to sum of the resistances, R equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. In the similar way, the total reluctance is also equal to sum of the reluctances of different paths. So in this circuit we are having 4 different paths. See, L1 is one path which is having one cross sectional area. L2 is another path which is having a little bit more cross sectional area. And L3 is another path which is having different cross sectional area. And in between a gap is there which is known as air gap. Now we have to calculate reluctance of each and every path separately. So the reluctance is equal to L by mu into A. So S1 is equal to L1 by mu naught into mu R1 into A1. S2 is equal to L2 by mu R2 into A2. Similarly, Sg equal to Lg by mu naught mu Rg into Ag. So when something series circuits are connected in series, the total MMF is equal to sum of the MMFs in all the different paths. Pi 1 S1 plus pi 2 S2 plus pi 3 S3 plus pi g Sg. So which is equal to B1 into I1 by mu naught mu R1 plus B2. See here the currents passing through, flux densities of the each path is also different because the flux density mainly depends on cross sectional area. As the cross sectional area is changing, flux density also changes. So B1 I1 by mu naught mu R1, B2 I2 by mu naught mu R2, B3 I3 by mu naught mu R3, BG Ig by mu naught mu Rg. So total MMF is equal to H1 I1 plus H2 I2 plus H3 I3 plus Hg Ig. So the parallel magnetic circuit. In parallel magnetic circuit, nothing but the total current is equal to sum of the currents. See, on the central limb winding is wounded. So when the supply is given, flux is developed on the central limb and it is divided into towards D and F, pi 1 and pi 2. So the total flux is equal to pi 1 plus pi 2. So here we are having three different paths. One is the AB and DC and FE. So reluctance of path AB is equal to, here the total current is I by L by mu naught mu R1 into A. So L2 mu naught R2 into A2. And path of SAFEBA I1 by mu naught mu R3 into A3. So total MF is equal to pi into SAB plus pi 1 into SAFEB or pi 2 into SABCD. This one plus either this side or this side. Okay. Now we will discuss about some simple problems after discussing the one small point topic on this magnetic leakage coefficient. So what is the leakage coefficient? See, just now we discussed there is no perfect insulator for magnetic flux. So if a small hole is there, the flux leaks out into the air through that small hole also, because air is also not good insulator for magnetic flux. It also allows magnetic lines of force. So when the total flux developed in a magnetic circuit, from the total flux developed in the magnetic circuit, some amount of flux leaks out into the air through small gaps around the circuit, and the remaining flux is utilized by the operator. So the ratio of the flux in the air gap to the total flux produced, the ratio of useful flux set up in the air gap of the magnetic circuit to the total flux is known as magnetic leakage coefficient. Magnetic leakage coefficient, and it is denoted by the symbol lambda. So lambda is equal to useful flux by total flux. So ratio of two similar quantities, because both are fluxes only, so we are not having any units for that. So lambda is equal to ratio of useful flux by total flux. Now we will discuss some problems about magnetic circuits. So in the magnetic circuit, the relative permeability of the ferromagnetic material is 1200. Mu R is equal to 1200. All dimensions centimeter magnetic square cross area determine the air gap flux and air gap flux density. See, F1 is equal to so mu naught is equal to mu naught into mu R. So 1200 into 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. So the reluctance is equal to L by mu into A. So 3 into 52 into 10 power minus 2 by 1200 into 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into 4 into 10 power minus 4 is equal to 2 into 2.58 into 10 power 6 ampere turns per Webers. Now go through the another problem. An electromagnet has an air gap of 4 mm and flux density in the air gap is 1.3 Webers per meter square. So calculate the ampere turns of the air gap. Now ampere turns is equal to N into I, or N into I is equal to H into L. So how can you calculate H? L is given as 4 mm. So which is equal to 4 into 10 power minus 3. Now flux density is given as 1.3 Webers per meter square. Now ampere turns in the air gap is equal to Hg into Lg. Lg we know it is already given, but what is Hg? H equal to B by mu. So B is 1.3 by mu is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into mu r of the air is 1. So 1.034 into 10 power 6 is the nothing but H. So ampere turns is equal to product of H into L. 1.034 into 10 power 6 is equal to 4138 ampere turns. Now ampere turns of this is nothing but 4138 ampere turns. Now one more problem. A rectangular iron core of mean length 220 mm with a uniform cross section of 50 mm square has an air gap of 1 mm. The air gap has the same effective cross sectional area as the iron core. The coil of 4000 turns, see the figure. The coil of 4000 turns is wound on the core. When a current of 0.224 amperes flows through the coil, the flux density is 0.9 Tesla in the air gap. Neglect the fringing and leakage. Calculate permeability iron of the core. Now mean length of the core is given as 220 mm, which is equal to 0.22 meters. Cross sectional area A is equal to 50 mm square. So convert the mm square into meter square. 50 into 10 power minus 6 meter square. And length of the air gap is equal to 1 mm, which is equal to 0.001 meter. Number of turns is equal to 4000. Current I equal to 0.224 amperes. And flux density is given as 0.9 Tesla. Now he asked to calculate mu r. Now ampere turns in the air gap is equal to Hg into Lg. So where Hg is equal to Bg by mu naught mu rg into Lg. So which is given by substituting values 716.19. Now total ampere turns of the magnetic circuit is 4000, which is equal to n into I. So 4000 into 0.224, which is equal to 896. Now from this you calculate ampere turns of the iron. So total ampere turns minus ampere turns in the air gap, which is equal to 180 ampere turns. Now ampere turns of the iron path equal to HI is equal to Bi by mu r into mu naught. So mu r is equal to Bi by mu r into mu naught into Hi. So 0.9 by 4.10 power minus 7 into what is the magnetic field strength Hi? It is calculated as 221.917. So total the permeability of iron is 871. Now the one more problem. A ring made of iron has a cross-sectional area of 4.91 cm square. It has an air gap of 1 mm wide. So two different cross-sectional areas, 4.91 cm square cross-section area and air gap 1 mm. The total iron path is 94.15 centimeters, means perimeter of the ring. So the number of turns are given by 500 and the flux is given as 4 milliwebers. Mu r is given as 500 and he asked to calculate the current. Okay. Now A is equal to 4.91 into 10 power minus 4 meter square. Lg equal to 0.001 m. L1 is equal to 0.9415 meters. So first calculate flux density in the air gap is equal to pi by A. 4 into 10 power minus 3 by cross section area 4.91 into 10 power minus 4. 8.1466 Webers per meter square. So the magnetizing force Hg is equal to Bg by mu naught into mu Rg. Substitute Bg value and you will get 6482858.3 ampere turns per meter. So total ampere turns is equal to Hg into Lg. So that is 6483 ampere turns. Now calculate ampere turns for iron path. So Hi is equal to Bi by mu naught into mu Ri. So which is equal to 8107 ampere turns per meter. So total ampere turns is equal to Hi into Li. So which 7633. So total ampere turns is equal to, as shown in the figure, ampere turns of the iron cloth plus ampere turns of the air gap. So which is equal to 7633 plus 6483 14,116 ampere turns. Now current equal to, so ampere turns is equal to H into I. I is equal to ampere turns by number of turns 14116 by 800, which is equal to 17.645 amps. 17.645 amps. So these are the topics we covered in this lesson. So what are the comparisons between magnetic and electric circuits? So in magnetism we will call it as magnetic flux, in electricity current. Here magnetic flux density, here electric flux density, their reluctance, here resistance, magnetomotive force, electromotive force, magnetic flux density, electric flux density, and no insulators for magnetism. Insulator exists for magnetism. Okay. Isolated north and south poles are not possible in magnets, but isolated positive and negative charges are possible in electricity. So these are the some differences. Okay. And leakage coefficient means, so the amount of flux produced, it is not possible to utilize total flux. Some amount of flux is wasted. So the ratio of useful flux to the total flux is known as magnetic leakage coefficient. So with this, today's topics are covered, completed, and the second unit magnetic circuits is also completed. And the next lesson is electromagnetic induction, that we will discuss. Okay. So what is the meaning of induction? Induction means the process of transferring some energy or power from one circuit to other circuit without having physical connection. Without having physical connection. The process of inducing one quality of us into others without having physical connection. That is known as electromagnetic. The process of transferring electric energy from one circuit to other circuit without having physical connection but with the help of magnetism is known as electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. Okay, goodbye students. I will stop today's lesson and we will meet in the next lesson. Okay.